Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. Altman. I'm the host of the Zoom meeting today. Behind me, you will see the other sixth grade teachers that will be part of this team. We're going to just quickly introduce ourselves and give you some little snippets of things to remind you about for each of our classes. First of all, can everyone hear us? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me at this position. Sounds okay? Mrs. Bush, Ms. West, things are good? Okay, you do have some teachers on with you today that may talk when we're all finished, so they aren't here behind me, they're on their own Zoom in their offices.
Hello, 5th grade, now 6th grade. I followed you up. Mrs. Morrill here. I'm going to be covering for Mrs. Nance for a little while, and she teaches ELA and social studies. So when you're getting your materials, make sure that for social studies and ELA that you have a notebook with pocket holders and lots of pencils, because this is ELA writing. We're going to be doing lots of, you guessed it, writing. So make sure you have that ready to go. We'll be doing some grammar, spelling, writing, and vocabulary. See you soon.
Hi everybody, I'm Miss Ladon. I'll be filling in for Mrs. Morrill. I'll be teaching 6th grade learning support. See you everybody on Monday. Hi guys, Mrs. Frager here, ELA reading and one section of social studies. I'm looking forward to working with you guys again. I already know most of you, I think. So when you are coming to reading, please make sure that you have a binder with loose leaf paper and a pocket holder. You'll need pencil and pens you can use for taking notes, that's fine. Would love for you to have colored pencils, and please make sure you have earbuds. We will be utilizing videos and things, and you need to have your own earbuds because it's not shared. So please make sure you have those for every class, but make sure you have them. You also will need to, well, I guess that's about it. That's all you'll need to have for my classes specifically for now. So looking forward to seeing you on Monday. Grade, as Mrs. Lewis, I will be the 6th grade support teacher. Looking forward to seeing all of you on Monday. Can't wait. See you soon.
Hi everyone, this is Youngworth. I teach math and 1 through social studies. And as Mrs. Frager went over some of her materials, we kind of have some of the same, and it's on our website in case you forget any of this. But for me, you need a single subject notebook for each of those classes, math and social studies. You'll also need a folder, and you can choose one folder, that's fine for both classes. I do need you to have earbuds as well, but you can use the same earbuds. If you have the smaller ones, it doesn't have to be anything expensive. They can fit right into the pocket of your computer bag, and you can just carry them from class to class. But I can't lend out my headphones this year because of safety reasons and that. So other than that, we are really, really excited to see you guys come Monday, and looking forward to it.
Okay, and last but not least, I am Mrs. Altman. This is my classroom that you see behind me, so you get a little glimpse of a 6th grade classroom. I need you to have a 3-subject notebook as well with the pocket holders. I do like to have the plastic bind or cover. They're a little more durable, but if you can't find one of those, the cardboard cover is just fine. I need you to have a pocket folder additional. That way you can keep homework, assignments, anything like that in it and take back and forth. If you're purchasing one for other classes, you don't need additional ones for me. Lots of pencils. You're going to lose them, as you know, in 5th grade, so stock up. And earbuds, just like everyone else. Again, those can be shared, so you don't need a pair for each classroom. Like Mrs. Youngworth said, you'll keep them right in your pocket of your computer and take from class to class with you. We are asking if you can supply colored pencils. We would love that because we cannot share some of these materials from student to student. So if you can get those for us, that would be great. I'm now going to talk about just some general information that just overall of things that you can do for school and be a little more prepared. The first thing we wanted to talk about is to dress coolly. Upstairs in the 6th grade hallway is very warm. If you guys are little science nerds, you know that hot air rises. Well, it's going to rise up here. Mornings are a little cooler, and then by the afternoon it gets pretty warm up here. Follow the dress code, but you know, definitely you're going to want to wear shorts until the weather really starts to get much colder. Maybe wear a sweatshirt in the morning, especially if you're riding the bus. It might be a little colder then, but at least you could take that off later if you do get warm. So dress appropriately and be prepared for a little warmer classrooms than what you are normally adjusted to. We are letting you carry and have water bottles. The water fountains will be closed for anyone to use. So as of right now, we're just asking, again, it doesn't have to be anything expensive. Probably the cheaper, the better. That way, if you lose it or misplace it, it's not going to be a big deal. Make sure your name's on it, and we'll give you chances to kind of refill that throughout the day if you need to. You obviously need to bring your mask or your shield. If you're a bus rider, you're going to have to wear that mask on the bus. Shields are not allowed on the bus, so you'll have to have a mask. If you don't want to wear that in the classroom, you can wear your shield instead. We will have little breaks throughout the day to kind of give you some breathing, fresh air without either one of those, but that would be dependent on, you know, each teacher and when those breaks occur. Make sure your computers are charged, especially before Monday, if you haven't been using them much this summer. So make sure they're charged. You're going to want to make sure they're charged every day. This year, instead of keeping them in a computer cart like you did last year, you're going to be taking them home every day. With that in mind, we don't want you to put them in backpacks. The screens tend to get cracked between books, or when you set your backpack down on the floor, or the backpack tips over. So we're asking you to carry your backpack on your shoulders, carry your computer in your hand with that handle that's on the face. Does anyone have any questions on that information that I just shared? If you do, press your space bar. It's almost like a walkie-talkie. If you've ever used a walkie-talkie, press that space bar. Since I have everyone muted, that will allow us to hear your question. Okay, I'm going to have Mrs. Morrow come back up.
You're probably wondering what to expect when you arrive at school. So if you are riding a bus, you'll come up to the front of the building, whether your parents drive you to school or if you walk to school. You're going to come in the main entrance by the office. Once you walk into those doors, make sure you have your shield or your mask already on. You will find a little machine inside the door. You're going to take your wrist and stick it out, and it will take your temperature. If you're good, it'll have a little check mark, and it's going to tell you you're ready to proceed. If it's not good, there will be a teacher there that can help you kind of try it again and see if it's the machine, and they'll take care of things from there. Once you enter into the building, if it is 7:30 to 7:50, you will go to the cafeteria where you can do a grab-and-go breakfast, or you will go to the new gym, just like you did last year. If it's at 7:50, you can come right straight up the stairs to the 6th grade hallway. Make sure that you go straight to homeroom. Do not stop at your locker. We're going to try and stagger locker times, so you want to make sure that you go to your homeroom, and then your homeroom teacher will dismiss you a few at a time to make sure that the hallway is not as crowded. And let's see. You'll get your materials for your morning classes during that locker time, and if you bring a phone with you, please make sure that you have it in your locker and that the sound is turned off, because we want no dancing and singing in the hallway while we're trying to have class.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the school day. It's going to look a little bit different. We're still going to have your textbooks, your notebooks. You'll take your computers for your classes with you, and anything else that's needed during this time. If a project is assigned to you, you'll take that project to your class as well. So just make sure you're prepared for your classes as you go. The difference this year is you won't move for every class. We will be moving for something. So you'll stay in a class and have, let's say, math first period, and then Mrs. Altman might come over and have science with you, and I'll come over and have math with her class. And we'll do that with the English language arts and ELA, writing and reading, and then the science or social studies and specials, right? So we do specials with that, yeah. So we're going to move a little differently to reduce the amount of moving in the hallway and things like that. You will have breaks from your masks throughout the day. It'll be a less than 10-minute break, but I'll have Mrs. Kreger show you the plexiglass that we have around our desks, and then Mrs. Altman has them around her tables. And this will allow us to have you stay there in your seats with your masks down. But if you would get up to get a Kleenex or sharpen your pencil, you would have to put your mask up during that time. But this is a way to give you a break, and she'll kind of show you in case it's glaring on it. You can't really see well.
Okay, so if you are in anywhere other than that, you don't have the plexiglass on the tables, otherwise you have almost a C-shaped piece of plexiglass that goes around your desk that will be completely around the table on the blue side. So when you're seated behind that during a break time only, you are going to be allowed, and that will be directed by the teacher, to be allowed to use the mask. Leave your right behind that plexiglass, okay? And then if you are at a table, here in Mrs. Altman's room, there's a sort of a Z-shaped piece of plexiglass that's on here also. There will be one person sitting on each side of that. If you're in the front row of tables, then there's one person per table seated actually in at the table. If you're over at one of the side tables, like you're behind Mrs. Small, there will be a person on each end of the table. But again, you have that space in between, and you'll have the plexiglass. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to show you that more in person. Sorry, I guess the volume is not great again. But we'll do our best to share it.
So if you couldn't see and hear from Mrs. Kreger, you'll become familiar with that next week. But again, it's really great that we have this plexiglass to be able to give the kids breaks right here. So we're looking forward to being able to use that. And like you said, it'll be less than a 10-minute break, and then they will have to go back on. Lockers, when we go to our lockers and that, if anywhere we're in the hallway, we're developing kind of a little schedule of, okay, this class will go through the hallway at this time to stagger those times as well. Lunchtime, there's been a question of, are we going to get to eat with our friends? Will we get to see our friends? You will. And you will be able to eat with your friends. Now, not all of them, because again, we'll have the spacing. Lunch will be held in the cafeteria, in the gym like we did last year, and they've also added some picnic tables out back outside while the weather's good. So you'll still have to distance and that, but you can sit with your friend from another class if you'd like to during that time, and there's space for you to do it at that time. Last thing, when you come back up from lunch to go to your 6th period class, when you get to your 6th period class, you're not going to have class at that time, you're going to have club time. And we've got a variety of different activities for you that will rotate through each day so that each class gets a chance to do the different activities. But then after that, you'll go to, you'll be in your 6th grade class. So we've got a new mode of doing our day, but I think it's going to be great.
So then after lunch and clubs in your 7th period class, of course, that'll be the end of your day. At the end of every day, you will go back to your homeroom for dismissal. So this is also a little bit different than reporting back to homeroom. There's about a 10-minute time frame there for you to get back and get your materials. You need to make sure that you do have all of your materials for all of your classes to take home with you, including your computer, so that you can take it home to do any work and also have it charged up to bring back for the next day as well. When you are going to, for the dismissal to your lockers, coming from 7th period, first busers only are going to stop at their lockers on their way to homeroom. Everyone else is going to go straight to homeroom. Once the first bus students have gotten their things from their lockers and are heading back into homeroom, we will then stagger sending out all of the other students in the order of car riders, walkers, 2nd bus, and then 3rd bus. So everyone will get to their lockers, but we have it organized as far as a time system to get people out on time. And again, it is only first bus students that will stop on their way from 7th period going back to homeroom at their locker. Everybody else agenda, make sure you have all of that stuff and check it, check your agenda to make sure that you have everything you need to work on at home. Every day, you have to make sure you take the things home and then bring them back. Okay, we'll be working on computers and the paper pencil materials here at school, so you need to make sure you have all of it every single day. Just a reminder too about car riders, you will be dropped off and picked up right along Nichols Street, and 6th grade enters through the main entrance by the office. So if you want to try to be at that section of it for the drop off in particular, but then in the afternoons you'll be picked up there along Nichols Street as well. Anybody have any questions for us about anything we talked about? Okay, and I think Ms. West wanted to say something.
We had a question over here. One moment. This call is being interpreted into sign language. So we can bring our phone to school and it'd be in our backpacks. And then would we need to stop by the lockers to put the phone in there and leave it there for the day?
Into the lockers when they go to their lockers, so they'll come to homeroom, and then we'll be sending everyone out to their lockers before first period. And at that point, all phones must be put in lockers with the sound turned off. A good question. Any other questions?
All right. But yeah, his question is if he brings the phone to school, though, does that mean that the phone needs to be left in the backpack, go directly to homeroom, don't put it in the locker yet, bring it to homeroom first, though?
Because you're not allowed to stop at your locker until after you've done the homework. Yes, that is true. Okay. All right, and then I think Mrs. Rendo.
Hi guys. Phys ed's going to look a little different this year. Everyone's going to be going right to the gym. Make sure you have sneakers on because you won't be changing. You can't use the locker rooms at all. So if you have us earlier in the morning, you might want to think about that in case you go outside and the field's a little wet. And then help will primarily be online through Google Classroom, just so that we can keep you active as possible and keep you in the gym. So that's it. If no one has any questions, I'll let Mrs. Ladd say something.
Hey guys, I'm excited to see you all back in art class. Art class will look a little different too, only because we can't really share supplies with one another. So we're going to try the best we can to have all of you have individual supplies that we have here at school. So the first day or two, we'll see, you know, some of you might have your own colored pencils. I heard that a lot of your teachers are asking you to have those too. But for the most part, what you need will be here and it will just be yours to use, except for things like scissors, but we'll just have to work on washing things off and making sure we keep things safe. Can't wait to see you.
Okay, are there any final questions before we end the meeting? All right, as you can see on my shield, I'm totally excited to see you guys, and so aren't the rest of the 6th grade team and your special area teachers. We're ready to get the school year started. Can't wait to meet you and get to know you all. Have a good last couple days, okay? All right, see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye, guys.